Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sugar Wars. Guys, I was sick for a few days. I had a cold. It kind of took me out. So, I just kind of rested through the holiday, but I'm back and we're going to continue to bring the fight directly to type 2 diabetes. And today, what I have is look, I know I've been sharing lately some snacks and food, and these are kind of like, these aren't what I've showed you guys is not necessarily where they're freshly cooked foods where we get all the ingredients, put them together in recipes. I will be doing stuff like that eventually, but realistically, we don't all always have time to cook dinners or put healthy snacks together pre-portioned, or a lot of us don't like to give up all of our favorite snacks or those tastes that we crave, and it's really hard for us. Okay, so what I am trying to bring you guys is some good alternatives to things that got us in trouble in the first place. Okay, so what I have today is another alternative to something, and I want you guys to keep in mind this stuff all has to be done in moderation. Just because I'm showing you snacks or this or that doesn't mean these are things that you just go and eat all day long and make a full diet out of it. These are things that you have to judge and use wisely. Okay, because honestly, you are gonna have to have that healthy diet in your life if you're a type 2 diabetic, if you want to reduce the amount of sicknesses and the way your body heals, if you want your sugar to stay stable, if you want to not take years off your life, because that's what diabetes will do to you. Okay. But what I'm showing you in these last few episodes are, they're pretty good alternatives, quick things that you could pick up at the store, because I know how it is. It's hard when you go to the grocery store, you don't even know what to grab, especially when you're first diagnosed as pre-diabetic, type 2 diabetic. Okay. So these are things, in moderation, things are way better alternatives to what we are used to eating. Okay. So one thing in my life that I love, okay, is I was a freak for Eggo waffles. I would never grow out of them. I loved them. I would probably put away 6 to 8 of them in a morning at my peak of eating like an idiot. All right. And that's one of the things that I really miss is Eggos. Okay. And I haven't been able to have them because the carbs are really high. Okay. Um, the what they make them with on the glycemic index, that even with it being a higher carb count and the type of ingredients they're using are also high on the um glycemic index. Okay. So it's no good for me. I can't eat them like that. All right. But I have found a waffle that I could eat. And, I eat them in moderation, 1 or 2 of them. I don't use syrup on them. I'll put a little peanut butter or I'll use just butter, a little bit of butter, real butter. I don't use margarine. Margarine's horrible for you. Um, You could use the sugar-free sugar if you like it. It's not my thing. I don't like the fake sugars. And if you're going to use syrup on something, I would probably recommend natural maple syrup, like the real deal, because I believe it's lower on the glycemic index. But that sugar, that syrup that comes bottled up in the stores, don't go near it. That stuff half the time is, high fructose corn syrup. It's not real. Your body doesn't know what to do with the high fructose corn syrup. But let me just instead of keep going on, let me show them to you. Okay. These are Premier Protein waffles. And they're really good. These things taste just like any other frozen waffle at the store. I have it. I have maybe one for breakfast with a Premier Protein shake, in the mornings. So what they are is they're not made with the like really high glycemic index ingredients. Their protein brands. This Premier Protein brand seems to have some pretty good stuff. They have a cereal that I'll show you guys one day. But if you look at the Eggos, I think they were like I don't know, like 2 Eggos was like 35 something. It was the carb count was high. Okay. And plus the carbs were not good carbs at all. This is a lot better. I'll show you real quick. Let me just get a shot of the back. I don't know if it's going to zoom. Okay. You could check it out yourself, but I'll read it to you. Okay. And like I said, not everything on this is going to be perfect, but it's a much better alternative. If this is something you're going to buy, okay, waffles, something like this. They also make pancakes. All right. This is a much better alternative. All right. And so here we go. This has 2 waffles, 9 grams of fat, saturated fat, 1 gram, no trans fat. As far as cholesterol, you got 20 milligrams. That's nothing. I mean, that's, 7%. It's not nothing, but it's, it's low. Sodium, 320. Carbohydrates for 2 waffles, 18 grams of carbohydrates. That's really not that bad. Like I try to keep every time I eat, I have that number of 20 in my head. I try not to, especially even for a meal. I don't like to go over 20 carbs. It's hard sometimes, but 18 grams, that's not bad. 9 grams per waffle for something like this, which is something, we've had to give a lot of this up, pancakes, cakes, any kind of like baked goods, we don't get to eat that much anymore. So that's not that bad. It has 1 gram of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 14 grams of protein. So these are not that bad. I got a couple vitamins. Okay. It's a pretty good option for any kind of a baked good or waffle or breakfast food. I suggest pick them up. I love them. They are. All right, guys. That's been Sugar Wars for today. I'll be back with a couple more snacks, and we're going to start doing some recipes and dessert recipes soon. Just trying to get things set up in my kitchen so I can record in there, and that's turning into a whole nother challenge. So, but yeah, remember, guys, keep drinking that water, walk when you can, and make healthy decisions. Keep those sugars balanced out. You want to do that for yourself. You're going to add years to your life, and you are going to feel much better. So that's been Sugar Wars for today. My name is Mike, and we will see you again soon. Have a nice day, guys.